All right, so thank you so much for showing up here for Thankful Thursday. Amy could not be with us today. She is off doing some schoolwork, but she did send us a tarot reading. And so we're going to be balancing that third chakra today in the solar plexus area of the body, known as Manipura chakra. And so Manipura chakra is the center of where the pancreas and the adrenals are. And so feelings of shame might occur in this area. And so if you have an underactive kind of solar plexus chakra, you might have feelings of low self-esteem, a lack of self-trust, or poor digestion, maybe even a weak will. You might be unable to take responsibility. You might have a victim kind of mentality going on. And so for that, we might use bergamot, doTERRA oil, to balance that out. And if you have an overactive solar plexus chakra, then you might be experiencing feelings of overly aggressive. You might need to be right a lot. You might feel bossy. You might have a lot of self-control going on. You might be competitive, hyperactive. You might be experiencing some narrow-mindedness or some conceit, and we would use the wintergreen for that. Now, you want to be careful if you're using wintergreen. You want to make sure to dilute it very much, especially if it comes in contact with the skin with another carrier oil like coconut oil, or even be careful putting it in the diffuser, because wintergreen's a very hot oil, but it is a nice, refreshing kind of scent. And so we're striving for balance, of course, and when we have a balanced third chakra, we are responsible, we're reliable, and we're healthy. We have healthy self-esteem, a sense of humor. Of course, things do go back and forth. It's not all or none, but we want to strive for this center, this balance. We'll be able to make decisions and meet challenges, and we'll have an overall warm personality. And so it's obviously designated by the color yellow, and the note for the third chakra is E. All right? And so to begin, let's find a comfortable seat, whether you're in a chair or on the floor. And we'll be moving into one of our yoga hand positions, or yoga mudra, known as Ganesha mudra. So you'll interlace your hands together with the right thumb on top, and then you'll extend your index and your middle fingers out in front of you. You're going to then wrap those index fingers around the middle finger and bring your thumbs side by side, just like so. And then you'll bring your hands in front of the solar plexus chakra. And you can soften the gaze or close your eyes, and we'll just begin to breathe here. So if you're a yogi, you'll be doing your yogic dirga breathing, or if you're not, you'll just be doing 3-part or big diaphragmatic breathing. And so you're inhaling, filling the belly, the ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. And then on your exhale, you'll reverse the direction and draw your navel muscles slightly in, slightly up. Just taking those nice deep breaths. That's right. So I'll be reading from one of my meditations that I'm writing, that I wrote, that'll be published in a book that I'm soon coming out with, a meditation book. And so as you're just breathing here, and perhaps you repeat the following mantra silently to yourself. Drawing strength from the protection of the universe, I am open to new beginnings. Drawing strength from the protection of the universe, I am open to new beginnings. And so knowing that this hand position is going to help to open and balance not only that third chakra, but also the first and second, and helps to ground you. It's going to allow your breath to move into the base of the body, lengthening, calming the nervous system. And it's going to aid in supporting the functions of digestion and elimination, not only of food, but also of, emotion, and assist in courage to start journeys and in manifesting desires. And so David White said, when your eyes are tired, the world is tired also. When your vision is gone, no part of the world can find you. Time to go into the dark where the night has eyes to recognize its own. There you can be sure you are not beyond love. The dark will be your womb tonight. The night will give you a horizon further than you can see. You must learn one thing. The world was made to be free in. Give up on all other worlds except the one to which you belong. Sometimes it takes darkness and the sweet confinement of your aloneness to learn anything or anyone that does not bring you alive is too small for you. And isn't it interesting, I wonder if you already know, that we all go through periods of darkness, and this darkness can be overwhelming, frightening. Yet if we settle into this space rather than fleeing from it, we can learn and grow from our experience. Opening up to what there is to be learned in our darkest moments. Embracing the parts of ourselves that we are not particularly proud of can be quite empowering. After all, these very parts truly do make us unique, and they are there for a reason, calling out for our attention and calling out for love. And you can think of these parts that are calling out for love as the shadow side of the inner child, still very much a younger part who is in need of love and attention. And just as we would not want to abandon an actual child, we do not want to banish nor ignore our shadow parts. What would it be like instead to show love and compassion, kindness and respect to any shadow side that emerges, thanking this part for showing up? Perhaps asking what it needs, what its purpose is. Our shadow sides really do have good intentions. Often they are there to protect us, and sometimes to show us something or give us a message, not to hurt us. And wouldn't it be nice to be able to hold space for that part of yourself? To sit in acceptance, perhaps even in understanding, and to look upon that part with love. After all, we as human beings all do need love and attention just to survive. And so I'd like to invite you to take an easy and full breath in and begin to think of a part of yourself that may not be particularly fond of, whatever that might be. And just pausing to thank that part and yourself for even having this much awareness. That's right, and perhaps in your mind asking that part what its intentions are, why it shows up or behaves the way it does. And just listening, sensing, feeling for the answers without judgment, rather with compassion and a desire to understand. Letting whatever comes up just be. That's right. Good, good, good. And then gently coming back to, beginning to open the eyes. And so when we're working with balancing out the third chakra, maybe you shake out your hands a little bit, releasing that mudra, that hand position. But when we're working with the third chakra, we kind of want to stoke some energy. So a good practice would be, in yoga, we would call it a Kapalabhati breath work. So that being said, it is a very energizing kind of breath. So it is 6 o'clock at night. We don't want to necessarily be getting too energized. You definitely don't want to be doing it if you've just eaten, if you have anything going on with your stomach, if you had a recent surgery, if you're menstruating, if you're pregnant, definitely not. You definitely don't want to be doing it if you've had glaucoma, any kind of, seizures kind of stuff. That being said, we're going to do a very mild version of this breath. And so if it's not going to be conducive for you, then you can just do some deep diaphragmatic breathing. You're going to be very grounded, okay? And so if you are joining us along, we're going to do it the Kapalabhati, very, very, very slowly and mildly. And so it's going to be a passive inhale and a forceful exhale. Right? So an easy way to do this would be to place a hand kind of on your solar plexus to really feel it. And you don't want to be moving any other part of your body. So you want to keep your shoulders kind of still. Everything else is still. It's only that part of your solar plexus that's going to go in and out. So you don't want that cat-cow kind of motion to go on there. And so if you're joining along, you'll be taking a nice relaxing breath to start. And then it is a passive inhale and a forceful exhale. And we'll do about 10. So it looks like, okay. So if you're joining along, getting ready and taking your normal breath and then beginning. And just pausing and sensing in, noticing any changes. And so we did this pretty slowly. You could be doing it faster, of course, if you got into the practice or if it was earlier in the day. But so a lot of our practices, we can just begin to spiral around here, loosening that up. A lot of our practices for the third chakra are going to be kind of active. And then reverse the direction. Good, good, good. And so make sure to honor your body. And do a few seated cat-cows. Exhale round, inhale, arch, back and forth, just loosening up. Just getting it all open up. And we do want to be kind of stoking that fire for digestion in our third chakra practices. So again, you're going to be minding your own body, taking care of any injuries that you do have. But if it is conducive, you'll come to all fours or table position here. Maybe you stretch back one leg and then the other just to loosen up anything, stretching it all out. And then if downward facing dog is in your practice, we're going to be coming into our downward facing dog. So you can tuck those toes behind, press the hips up and back. Maybe you walk your dog by lowering one heel and then the other back and forth. So in your downward facing dog, your buttocks are the highest peak of the triangle. Your head is hanging loose and limp and just relaxed. And you want to make your hands and your feet grounded and press up and back and in and really get that stretch going on. And then if it's appropriate, inhale that right leg up to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. We'll do this 5 times, inhaling up. Exhale, knee to nose. And of course, if downward facing dog is not in your practice, you can always do this from all fours or table. Inhale in. Exhale out. And again, inhale in. Exhaling out. And last one, inhale, knee to nose, gaze forward. You're going to step or help that right leg through. You can always lower the knee. So I'm demonstrating knee down one time here. But now when you're ready, you're going to step that right foot through. You're going to turn the back foot out about 45 degrees. And the front knee is bent. You're going to inhale the arms up, squaring off your hips into your warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1 here. And squaring off, feeling your strength in your core. And we're slowly going to begin to circle the arms around, interlace the hands behind your back. And take a big inhale, open up your heart, maybe a little back bend. And on your exhale, fold forward into that humble warrior. Keep pressing into your back pinky toe. Your head lowers as close to the ground as possible. Your shoulders are stretched and your arms are lowering down, down, down. And that's right. Just breathing and then inhale back up. Arms come all the way back up. We're going to come into our Viparita Trikonasana. So you might shorten your stance a little bit. And you'll take your right hand down, left. So if your left foot is forward, your right hand will be down. And so it's opposite foot. So you're getting that twist across the solar plexus. And just breathing. You can also have your hand that would be going up. So your back hand, it can be on your sacrum if that's more comfortable to you. So you want to get that twist. And then we'll bring both hands down. We're going to come into our pyramid pose. So you might shorten your stance a little bit to square off the hips. And you can soften the front knee a little bit. Inhale to lengthen. You can also have your hands on blocks if you like. And so lengthening here. On your exhale, go ahead and round or fold forward. You want to get your solar plexus as close to that front leg as possible. You can bring your hands behind you, have them in front of you, have them on blocks, and just breathe here. And getting into the solar plexus. And taking a few breaths. Okay, and then bring your hands to your hips and inhale all the way back up. Good. So you're going to bend your front knee and bring the arms back up and pivot out to your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay, so make sure that your right knee is bent up to 90 degrees. You want to make sure that the knee is over the ankle, not the toes. You're going to gaze over your front middle finger and just breathing in that warrior 2. We're going to take that front elbow onto the bent knee, coming into side angle, taking your breath here. We're going to come back to our warrior 2. And then we'll reverse it, going into reversed warrior. And so again, we want to stoke that solar plexus, so we'll flow back and forth. And so exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. And one more time. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Come back to your warrior two. We're going to cartwheel our hands down and step back to either downward facing dog, or if you do a yoga flow, you can come forward into your plank pose. Of course, you can always lower your knees. If full yoga push-up or chaturanga is in your practice, you'll lower down. If not, lower your knees, draw your elbows into your ribs, and then lower chin, chest through. Elbows stay in, come into your cobra, that slight back bend, and then tuck the toes and press back to your downward facing dog. And maybe pause and walk it out or shift the hips side to side. And getting what you need, and we'll switch to the opposite side. So inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. So I'm going to demonstrate on the all fours. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. And then inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. You're going to gaze forward, step or help the foot through. Turn the back foot out about 45. And reach up to your warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Again, this side, couple breaths. Feeling that strength. Inhale, arms around. Next inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold it forward into your humble warrior. Pose of surrender. Letting the crown of the head hang low, stretching the shoulders up and over. And then inhale, back up. Arms all the way up to your warrior one. And then we're going to shorten our stance maybe a little bit. The front leg straightens, and we come into our revolved triangle, Viparita Trikonasana. And so you're twisting your solar plexus here, breathing. Good. And then both hands will come down into our pyramid, Parsvottanasana. And so squaring off the hips, maybe shortening the stance. You can have that softness in the front knee so you're not hyperextending. Hands can be on blocks or the ground. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold it forward, lowering down. Breathing here. Feeling that solar plexus coming as close to the thigh as possible. And taking a few more breaths. And bring the hands to the hips. Come all the way back up. And pivot out to your warrior two. I'm going to turn around so you can see me here. So you're in your warrior two here. All right. And same thing, deepening if appropriate. We're going to come into side angle. Breathing. And then we'll come back to our warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. And then reverse that warrior. And then we'll flow 3 times. And so exhale into side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. And come back to your warrior two. And we're going to cartwheel the hands down. Step back to that downward facing dog. Walk it out. Relax it out. And then lower through either knees down or chaturanga, either way. Yoga push-up, cobra or up dog. And then come down onto the knees. And so we're going to sit back for a moment. And we'll bring our legs around. So we're going to come into boat or navasana. And so you want to make sure that you're forward on those sits bones. You don't want to be any farther back, so just move any flesh away. You can bring the hands behind the knees to help support you if you like. You don't want to be rounded back like that. You want your core strong, so your hands can be on the ground, underneath the knees. Maybe you straighten your legs up. Maybe you straighten your arms up. Going for form. So wherever you are is where you're meant to be. And just breathing here. Sometimes I'll play around with it a little bit and tap one toe and then the other, back and forth or crisscross, but we'll keep it simple and we'll just breathe. So holding onto that boat pose, feeling the core strength, and then hug the knees in, round it out to release, to counter pose. Very good. Now we're going to come onto all the way down onto our bellies. So taking a moment to comfortably come onto your belly. So we're going to reach back for both feet. If you can only grab one at a time, then go ahead and do that. if you can reach both, you'll do that. Otherwise, you can do kind of a locust pose, lifting the legs up behind you and the arms up to the sides. But if you can reach both feet to the ankles, then do so. Grab onto them. And on your inhale, you'll begin to lift up into that Dhanurasana or bow. Keep drawing up, up, up as you breathe, taking a few breaths here. Okay, and then we'll release out of that and can windshield the knees back and forth, relaxing the lower back. And so this time I'll do the other one, the locust one. So if you can't reach your feet, you can inhale up like so. And breathing and holding here, drawing your shoulder blades together. And that's it. And then exhale down. Again, you can release, windshield wipe side to side if it feels right to you. And we'll do one more. So either the cobra or the locust. Inhaling up, holding for a few. And then exhale down, windshield wipe back and forth. Okay. And then coming back up. So we're going to do child's pose, but we're going to bring our fists onto our solar plexus. And as we fold forward, your knees can be separated a little bit. So you're going to kind of feel your fists on your solar plexus there as you just take a few deep breaths here. It's a different kind of child's pose. And as you breathe, you'll feel your fists. And then we're going to come back up. And then we're going to bring our legs out in front of us. And so we'll be doing a forward fold. So if it's not comfortable to just fold forward like this, you can always take your bolster or a pillow and something to prop yourself up with in a more restorative kind of fashion. Maybe it's blocks, pillows, anything you like. So if you're using a block or two, something at home looks like this. And if you're used to it, then you can just go ahead and exhale as you fold forward. And getting into that stretch. Inhale, flatten out and extend. Exhale and round, fold forward. Again, inhale and flatten out. Exhale and round and hold. And just breathing here, feeling the stretch. And perhaps repeating to yourself, I am powerful, confident, and successful. And come up and release your shoulders out. Maybe shake out your thighs a little bit here. And so even though Amy couldn't be with us today, she did send us a tarot card reading. Let me find that here. Oh, one more thing. So there's also a sound. So if you take your middle fingers together in front of your solar plexus and press them together, so to calm the third chakra, you can be saying ah as you press those middle fingers together. So inhaling and then ah. So ah like pa, it's a very long, drawn out sound. So now if you would rather be energizing, you're going to pull your middle fingers apart in front of your solar plexus. And energizing, it's faster, it's more rapid fire. And so it's going to be ram is the sound, R-A-M, ram. So it's like kind of ram, like ram is your solar plexus, your power center. I have these ways of remembering things. So you pull the fingers apart and go ram, 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 ram. Okay, very good. And so as I was saying, Amy did send us a tarot card reading, and it is. Oh wait, first let's lay down for 1 second here. Stretching out, and you can rock the knees side to side, massaging the lower back, and then bring your arms out to a T and take both knees over to your left. You're going to keep your right shoulder down, gaze to your right, and just take a few breaths here, twisting out that solar plexus area. Okay. And then inhale the legs back up, and we'll exhale them to the opposite side, keeping shoulders down, gazing in opposition, taking a few deep breaths, feeling that twist in the solar plexus. And then inhale back up, and rock your knees, hug them in side to side. You can stretch all the way out here, making yourself comfortable, for that final little resting pose. So now I'm going to tell you about the tarot card that Amy picked today, which is the Sun. And so what she said today is the Sun is about positivity and signaling that you are the brightest and stepping into your power and being the best version of you. Okay? And so taking a moment to make yourself as comfortable as possible there. And so as I said, the note for the third chakra is the E. So I'm going to play the different notes here. And I'll start with the Tibetan bowl. And I'm going to play the crystal bowl. And so just allowing that inner power, that inner sun, and the solar plexus to radiate through you. And perhaps repeating silently to yourself, drawing strength from the protection of the universe, I am open to new beginnings. And drawing strength from the protection of the universe, I am open to new beginnings. I'm beginning to invite movement back into the fingers and the toes, maybe wiggling fingers, toes, maybe moving the head side to side. And circling wrists or ankles. And then one last deep inhale, lengthening arms and legs in opposition. Long, long, big, tall stretch. And then hug the knees into the chest and roll off to your right side. Use your elbow and hand to walk your way back up. Bring the hands to heart center and namaste. And so thank you so much for joining us for this Thankful Thursday. Amy is available for a private yoga, and she does tarot card readings as well as makes yummy, healthy treats, snacks that I do enjoy having delivered to me, and she delivers to you too. I'm available for hypnosis, Reiki, hypnotherapy, my new trademarked Unwind the Mind, hypno-yoga therapies. I have a Reiki training coming up on June 13th. We have some sound bowl healing. We have doTERRA oils. Anything else you're interested in. So we love to hear from you. Please reach out to us for any questions, concerns you have. And remember to find something to be grateful for, to be thankful for on this Thankful Thursday. And if you do like the meditations that from the beginning of class, they'll be coming out in a meditation book that I have coming out soon. And so thank you so much for being here. And if there's anything that you guys are looking for in these classes, then please give us a message. Bye-bye.